Hello everyone, it's Kingdom Silver here, and we are back at it with our Secure Your Silver Stack series, in which we are talking about behaviors and mistakes that can really cost you in your silver stacking journey and how we can avoid those mistakes. And just like the previous videos, can you guess what we are going to be talking about based on the silver that you can see on the screen here? Any guesses? Well, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. Let's dive right in. So what is this mistake that we're trying to avoid? And again, just a quick recap. If you're new to this series, I would encourage you to go back and watch the rest of the videos. We are covering an article from investing.com that talks about the role of behavioral finance in protecting your wealth. And we're applying this to silver, right? Securing your silver stack, because there's some biases, some mistakes that we can make that can really cause some harm. And we're going to talk about how we can avoid that. So what does this Silvertown Prospector bar have to do, right? What does it have to do with what we're talking about today? Well, today we are talking about confirmation bias. And the reason why I pick this out is, back in the gold rush that occurred in the 1880s, you had a lot of prospectors, right? They were taking their mule, they got their pick, they got all their gear here, and they were going to go strike it rich, right? And so they would go prospecting, they would go panning for gold, and they'd find gold and it looks so real, right? And then they'd take it into town and, no, it's fool's gold, right? And then they would lose money that way. Or maybe they just had this belief, oh, it's there, look at all the signs and this. But then at the end of the day, they'd come back with nothing. There was many that had that dream but did not strike it rich. And so I think this is a good thing for confirmation bias, because what that is it's the tendency to seek out information that supports existing beliefs while ignoring evidence to the contrary. Investors affected by this, again, we're applying this for silver stackers. So silver stackers affected by this may fail to notice warning signs of risk, or they may be investing in flawed strategies. So I'm not suggesting that silver's a flawed strategy, but I think where I see this, especially in our industry, and nothing against those people that make videos on the charts and investing, and I love doing that too. I've got a chart website that I use to track the candlestick patterns and the price with silver when I can at work, when I'm not inherently busy, which seems to be all the time right now. But I do that too, and it's easy to read charts, or it's easy to seek out information and things and say, oh, I see that it's forming this pattern or that pattern, and this is what's going to cause silver to go up, or this is what's going to cause it to go down. And we can speculate, but we really don't know at the end of the day. We can use our best judgment, but at the end of the day, it's very easy to say, oh, I'm going to look for this information that confirms my theory, as opposed to saying, hey, we're seeing a stair-step pattern with silver. And so, we'll see that floor, inch up and up and up, but we're not seeing the hyperbolic moves yet. And so we may still be looking for that hyperbolic move. And trust me, this isn't investment advice. That may come, and I hope it does. But we have to be very careful that we're not just picking out information that's good, or for some people that's bad, right? If you're really harping on something saying, oh, this is a bad investment, or, oh, this person is doing this the wrong way, and you're only looking for information to the contrary, this is hard for me because I'm someone that has a really strong belief, right? And that's one of the reasons I invested in silver originally. I had a belief that it was going to do well, and I've been rewarded for that. But it's also important to listen out, and I think this is just a good life lesson in general. There are people in this world that disagree with you. And I don't have to agree with your opinion to respect you as a person, right? I can listen to your opinion. I can still disagree with your opinion at the end of the day, but having that perspective can be really good because it can challenge my own theories. Hey, did I miss something? Did I consider this, and this, or did I accidentally, miss something? That can be really helpful. And I've seen this on the channel the whole time. Originally with American Silver Eagles, I made a video on this channel on how people should stay away from them as new stackers. And I still think there's some pitfalls to American Silver Eagles. However, there were some people on the channel that said, hey, did you consider this? Did you consider the resale value? Did you consider that you can, really go with premiums, right? When the premiums skyrocket, sell them, get back in when the premiums are lower. I hadn't, and I learned something that day. So I didn't completely change my opinion on Eagles, but I did learn a lot from the people that were sharing in the comments. And I'd encourage you guys to do that as well, whether it's on this video or other places in the silver industry. whether you're watching videos on gold, silver, whatever it is, I would just encourage you to maybe take a half second, and before you turn a channel off, before you say, oh, that's a stupid opinion, right? Just take a second. Just take a second, think about it, and at the end of the day, you can say, yeah, I still don't, trust that information. That's okay. But maybe take a second, take a pause, and say, hey, is there something I missed here? And I think if you're willing to not just go blindly on the original decision you made, you're going to be a much more successful silver stacker and secure your silver stack. That should be a tongue twister, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe I got all the way through that. So we're going to end the video on that note. Thank you so much for watching. Would appreciate a like on this content if you enjoyed it. Would love to interact with you in the comments on this. What do you think of this? Have you dealt with confirmation bias? And if you haven't already, would appreciate a subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Helps me out, but more importantly, it gets the word out about gold and silver. So with that, be blessed, be a blessing to others. We'll see you later.